Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Ngai and this is my first YouTube video. For this video I thought I'd talk about the Microsoft Excel World Championships that occurred last month. I guess after the competition ended, a lot of people have asked, how did I win? How did I solve the finals case? How do I solve these cases in general? And so on. So I thought, why don't I make a video about that? And answer some of those questions. So basically today what I'll be doing is try to pretend sort of in that position again and reenact what I did live on the day. Obviously this is not live, so it's not going to be exactly the same, but I'll try and follow exactly what I was doing, my thought processes, and basically talk about what I'm thinking and how I felt during that half hour in Las Vegas last year. Before we get into that though, I should mention, this being a bit of a reenactment of the case, it's not going to be a perfect solution of the case. If you want a really good solution, then check out Diarmuid Early's channel. He's got really good videos on all sorts of Excel stuff, so yeah, check that out if you want a good solution to every single level. Otherwise, let's get started. Okay, actually before we get started, I will put this screen up and hide my face for a moment. Basically, I guess it's helpful for everyone to understand what the question is about and how the final actually works. So the rules in the final, basically every 5 minutes, the person who is ranked last will be eliminated. The last 3 players will remain all the way until the end, and then they'll just be ranked based on their scores. And all the levels and bonus questions are available to all players. So that's how it worked in the finals. The case itself, it's based on EVE Online, and I guess a little bit of context about the case. Basically, we use minerals to build spaceships. We mine asteroids to obtain minerals. And minerals have market values, and so that can change every day. The mining of asteroids depends on a few things like skill level. So the more skilled you are, the less of the minerals you waste. There's a travel cost element, and some of these don't feature in every single question. But as you get to the harder questions, you have to calculate things like travel costs based on distance, and also your transport has a maximum capacity. If you want to pause, you can and just read what the questions are on the right. I won't go through them in detail because on the day we actually only got 1 or 2 minutes to read the whole thing before we got started. So all I could really do was skim most of the questions, I guess read the instructions at the top, and try and understand what I have to do to get some quick points early on. So what do I have to do to solve level 1, for example? Because you don't want to spend too long planning and thinking about the question, and then miss the 5-minute mark and get eliminated. So I guess also because the bonus questions were free for all, so I did decide to start with level 1 and just do as many levels in order because they usually go from easiest to hardest, and I will remember to go back to the bonus questions later. But level 1 was what I decided to start off with. So here, all we have to do is calculate the cost of titanium to build the ships that are here, listed in each question. Oops. They give us the price of titanium, and as for how much titanium you need, it is listed in this big table up there. So that's a pretty standard lookup. So all you have to do is X look up the ship and look it up in this column of ships. Have to be careful there because there's a merge cell, so you only want the first column, and look it up there and return the titanium. And that's how much titanium you need, and so then you just multiply by the price. And they also say provide answer in thousands of ISK is like dollars to the currency, and round it to the nearest integer. So that matches the example. And that's it. All right. Question 2. It's kind of similar. So this time it's the total market value of each of these ships. They give us the price again, but now they give us the price of every mineral. So the way I did it was just kind of do the same thing, but this time, so still looking up the ship. And again, probably should have copied and pasted the formula, but I didn't on the day. This time we are looking up the whole table, not just the first column, because we want all the minerals. So that gives us, I guess, all of the minerals, how much we need of all of them. Copy it down, and then the formula then becomes the same. So here I think I did copy and paste. So then it's a sum product of the amount of minerals you need and how much the minerals cost. And again, divide by 1,000, and that doesn't work. Oh, 10% markup. So there's a 10% markup, so times 1.1, yeah, that works. All right, so that's level 2. Okay, level 3. So level 3 gets a bit harder. It took me a while to understand what was going on because I guess I didn't read these instructions in as much detail as I probably should have. So I kind of just looked at the questions, saw there were numbers and colors, and then fleet, alpha, beta, gamma. That's the first time I've seen alpha, beta, gamma in the whole question. So sort of went back and forth, trying to figure out, is that like a type of ship or something that I forgot about? Actually, no, it's just the name of a fleet. So a fleet can have, well, as the question kind of says, a fleet can have a number of ships of a particular type. So in this case, it's 10 of the yellow color, and yellow color is drakes or battle cruisers. And beta fleet has 11 of the red one, and red is the stabbers or cruisers. So then I knew I had to, these gives you the number in each fleet, but then you'd also have to work out what type of ship it is. So basically match by color if possible. But you can't do like formulas by color. So basically what I did was just make a copy over here, and I went and manually filled in what each type of ship is. So we copy these down. So the yellow ones are drakes. And I guess on the day, I think I tried to do some sort of find and replace. So what you can do is find format, choose format from cell, and then that lets you search by color. But I must have messed something up, and it didn't really work on the day, probably because I just made a mistake. So I kind of just gave up and decided it's not really going to take me too long to just fill it in manually. I think it took me 1 or 2 minutes. So I'll pause so you don't have to watch me do that. But yeah, on the day I just did all that manually. Okay, so a couple of minutes later, now we've filled it all in, and I guess this question, I thought it was getting a little bit harder, so I decided to do a new tab and just solve it in there. So let's solve example 3. Let's look up the information we need. So look up the question and every piece of information needed for the question. And okay, so that's the date at which we have to find out the value. This is how many ships in each fleet, and this is the type of ship that was in each fleet. Okay, so now all we have to do is work out the price of the different minerals on that date. So over here, it gives us the market history of each mineral. So for example, if you wanted the 3rd of July price, then I thought I could just do this. So do an XLOOKUP of against the dates and look up the price, and that didn't work. So I thought, okay, maybe there's some formatting that's funny there. So why don't I try and just paste values and look it up there. Also didn't work. I don't know, is that a text? Why don't we try 27/11/2023? That didn't work. So I kind of got stuck for quite a few minutes. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to get stuck here, then I'm going to get eliminated pretty soon. So yeah, I decided to just pause level 3 and go back to the bonus questions, because at least that will give me some points on the board. Yeah, just to protect against elimination in case that happens. So bonus 1 then. So bonus 1 is actually not too difficult. The question is, how many meters cubed of omber do you need to have enough pyrite and isogen to have to build 1 megathron? So omber produces pyrite and oxygen only, and how much a megathron needs is stated up here. So it needs 4 million pyrite, which is equivalent to 44,000 asteroids, and it needs 5,000 asteroids worth to get enough oxygen. So pyrite is the one that you like. That's the higher one. So that's the you need to have enough asteroids or meters cubed to get enough pyrite. Oxygen, you'll automatically have enough if you have enough pyrite. So as for how many meters cubed, on the I actually made a mistake first, and so I divided instead of multiplied. I pasted my answers in, it was wrong. Then I realized, oh yeah, it's not going to divide. So 26,000 is the right answer. So again, you have to round it to the nearest integer. So yeah, that gave me bonus question 1. Okay, bonus question 1 was done. I was actually going to do bonus question 2, but then I read the question and it involves the market prices again. So there's no escaping the market price. So I need to figure that one out. So okay, I'm just going to try and figure that out and continue on with my level 3. Eventually, I tried to click this little menu, and then there's a few things you can choose. What I originally thought was, I thought that it was some sort of data object, and this 4.25 was actually some kind of average price or something. But actually, it's not. You can just go and click that and press date. Oh, I didn't realize to do that. Click date, and then it will produce the date as a proper date. So what you can do then is copy that down, and this is actually a date. So now you can actually look it up, and that's not right. So change that back to the proper date, and okay, this time it works. So finally figured it out. Probably spent 5 minutes or something, I don't know. So yeah, then I was like, I guess I was starting to panic a bit, because I knew I spent quite a lot of time figuring this data item thing out. So yeah, in kind of the rush, I just copy, paste, just do it the first method that comes to my mind. I did quickly check that the ordering of the minerals is the same order as everywhere else. So titanium, pyrite, McSalin, that's the same as over here. So what I can then do is copy the headers, and on the day I just cut that and paste it here. So again, obviously not the best way to solve this kind of question, but in the heat of the moment, just rely on the fast fingers and cut and paste. Okay, so I've got my prices, and now I need to work out how much it will cost to build all these ships. So I kind of got sick of jumping back and forth to the front page, so just copied all that and put it somewhere here. Okay, so now the other thing I have to do is I have to actually add these up and work out how much of each spaceship I need to build. So the spaceship types are these. For some reason, I decided to paste them horizontally, and then do a sum ifs. Sum ifs there's nothing wrong with the sum ifs, but there wasn't really a need to transpose it over. But anyway, it works, and so I got it adds up to be 22 stabbers and 32 drakes, and now because I transpose it, so it actually makes the next step more annoying. So I had to then transpose this over and work out how much of each mineral is required to build these ships. So that's going to be, I used index match for this. So index of this table of how many minerals I needed. The row I want is the type of ship matched against I guess matched against this. Again, it's not efficient, but I think that's how I did it on the day. And then the column is then this is the one where I actually need to match that against the headers. Copy down. Okay, so this is how this is the number of minerals I need to build the ships, multiply by how many ships, and that gives us the total minerals I need. Total minerals I need. Then just add it up and multiply by the cost of the minerals. So cost, again, transposing things all the time because I really shouldn't have transposed in the first place. Then it's just multiplying the total amount by the cost of each one. And finally, I got the total cost to build my whole fleet. So 2096, it didn't match the example, and then I realized, I forgot about that 10% markup again. So let's add that, and then 2305, and then what is the units? It's millions. The question did have a lot of different units, so millions, thousands, and sometimes I did spend a bit of time just checking which one it is, and I guess we'll get to that later, but there was another question where when I got the wrong answer, I kind of just tried to divide by 1,000 and see if that actually worked. But anyway, in this case, it was millions. Have I divided it? No, I haven't. And then rounded to the nearest integer. And finally, I've got my 2306. So then create a data table to solve the whole level. And this should be the answer to level 3. Okay, good. I am back on track. Got some points. I did see the scoreboard. I mean, I'm not leading, but at least I'm not at risk of elimination at the moment. Okay, let's keep going. Level 4. So the other thing I didn't realize on the day was level 4 was easy as per the instructions, and level 3 was actually medium. And I kind of just assumed they always go in increasing order of difficulty. But yeah, when I actually got to doing level 4, I guess it's easy in the sense that it was a different, it's not too hard to solve the question, but it was a completely different part of the question. So we're now talking about the asteroids. And that's actually something I haven't even looked at all so far. So took a bit of time to just understand, what's the asteroid map. Okay, so there's a map there that's given. What are these numbers? Had to read the question a bit more, and it's not here. So what do those numbers actually mean? And then kind of went back up to the top, and then realized it's in the instructions here. I think somewhere. Each asteroid in the field holds X times 1,000 units of ore, where X represents the number in the cell. For example, C6 holds a total of 6,000 units of ore. Okay, so now I understand that. Then I guess I knew how to solve it. I kind of just have to work out how many minerals and then multiply by the market price. Okay, let's do question 4. In the day, because I'm done with question 3 and it's correct, I kind of just hard-coded the date here and then copy-paste values. And that's all I need for question 4. Okay, so question 4 doesn't have that much information to look up. It's only this address column. So C6, how do I work out C6 here? Firstly, I mean the number 6, and then also the type of asteroid it is. Again, I did the same thing that I did earlier, so just copy and paste the colors, and then manually filled in all the different types of asteroids. This also, it's not too many to fill in. So again, I paused the video there. Okay, so now to look up both of these, the way I did it on the day was convert everything into a big column. So I only need to look up, actually I think I did the whole field. So this will convert the entire field into one long column. Then this will convert the reference into one long column. And this, again using the toCol function, this will convert the type of asteroid into one long column. I don't care about anything that's actually blank, so I can filter all that away. So let's just filter the ones where this last asteroid type is not 0. I mean, I guess I could have just looked up this long thing, but on the day I thought it's probably worth just cleaning it up a little bit. Okay, so now I've got a table of exactly what I want. And so, for example, C6 is now index of this one. Well, actually, I think I used XLOOKUP on the day, as you probably should. So XLOOKUP C6 from the cell reference column, and then here return this column to get the amount of asteroid, and then you can return the other one, the other column, so that should be AB, to get the type of asteroid. So there's 6 Veldspar in C6. Well, actually it should be 6,000 units, I think. Okay, so Veldspar, again, on the day, I just copied and pasted all this as values. So it's a bit easier to look things up. Then to solve the question, it's just multiplying things out. So we only care about Veldspar, or I guess we only care about the specific asteroid that is in this particular question. So I did a filter just to get the row that I actually care about, and then multiply the minerals by the price, and then sum it up. Now this is where I started to, well, I know I think I had to multiply by 1,000 or something. I have to multiply it by number there as well. This is where I started to, I think at first I divided by the 0.1 as well, thinking that maybe, or sorry, multiply by the 0.1, thinking that I had to do something with the volume. So it took me a little while to match this example 4, which was 10. It's probably one where I also didn't read how many, the units. So actually it's millions of ISK, and then you didn't need the 0.1. So times 1,000 divided by millions, and that's 10.2. So after a little while, I got that, and then again just did a data table to solve the rest of it. Then I saw some NAs, and then what's going on there? So 67 I-14. That's just because there's nothing. Yeah, like I-14 has no asteroid, which again I guess could have read the question earlier, but provide 0 as your answer if it's nothing. So all I did was if error this then 0, and then copy and paste this into the answers. Okay, so level 5. But now there's only 11 minutes left, and I looked at level 5. There's a lot of instructions. Like there's a barge. There's okay, so you have to go around traveling, and there's a limit to how much you can mine. So it's not just a matter of mining all 10 of the asteroids that are listed and so on. I think I probably spent a minute trying to understand what's going on, and then decided this might take a long time. And I also looked at the scoreboard and saw that Willem, I think, had done a lot of the other bonus questions. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll give the bonus questions a go. That might give me more points than trying to do level 5 and maybe not being able to finish it. So bonus questions. Bonus 2 was what I was up to. And that's about the cheapest production cost of a Drake in the month of October 23. That one I can do now because I figured out this date thing. And actually we've already done the cost of producing spaceships in level 3. So bonus 2, we don't need the data table anymore. Basically, instead of this 27th of November, we now want 31st of October. And we want every single date in October, and then work out the cost of producing the Drake. So I just extended this table. And here, I now have to look up. So this is where if I set up my formula a bit better before, then wouldn't have to do all this kind of manual stuff. And the other thing I had to fix was this first lookup. Okay, so now it's actually going to change as I drag it down. So this will give us the cost of the mineral for every single date. And so to get the cost of producing the Drake, just multiply the cost of the minerals by Drake is the 4th one, so that's this yellow one. So that's how many minerals are required in each Drake. Multiply those out by the cost of the minerals and find the minimum. 5335, I think I did remember to do the 10% markup this time. And this question says thousands and nearest integer. So I think this should be the right answer. Then let's keep going. So bonus question 3. Bonus question 3 is actually quite similar because in question 2 we did production cost of a Drake, and now we're now doing Megathron instead of Drake, but it's still about like cost of the ship, and this time you have to. There's 2 dates, so you have to produce it first, and then you have to buy it first and then sell it later for a profit. So it's still talking about just the cost of a ship, but just on different dates and how can you make the most profit. So let's just copy the same tab. So that's what I did. And this time it's not just October, we want the whole set of dates. So I need a lot of rows. Didn't actually know how many I needed, but then I copied the dates that I have here and just paste. And that's how many I need. And then I just set that equal to the whole thing again. Okay, so this is now linking to this pasted values dates that I copied over. So that's all the dates I need, and so then I just need to drag this down, and I've got all the prices that I need. And now I don't want Drake, I want Megathron, so I just drag this one down, copy down, and this is the cost of the Megathron. So then again, the first thing I did was not read the question properly, and I just did the maximum of that and the minimum, and then so do the profit, and then I realized, the question said something about short selling. It's not allowed, so that didn't work. I might have actually pasted that in the answers and then didn't get it right. So then I realized, okay, I forgot about short selling. So instead of just doing the whole maximum minimum, I have to work out, like, if you buy it on, let's say here, if you buy it on the 21st of November, what is the most you can sell it for? And it is maximum of every value that comes after that date. And the maximum that you can sell it for if you bought it on the 21st of November is the maximum price on any one of these dates after the 21st of November. So this max formula where you lock that first row will always achieve that. I guess the first one doesn't really matter too much. And that's just going to be zero profit. Okay, now I can copy it down and then do the difference to get the profit. Actually, sometimes you have to make a loss. Okay, so now this is the maximum profit. Then the question said nearest million, and I think I actually tried, no, I think I did straight away do the 1.1, which we've always been using the whole night, to do the markup for producing a ship. And then 49 is the right answer. So that gave me bonus 3. Then 5 and a bit minutes left, so keep going with bonus 4, see if I can do that. I know I definitely can't do bonus 5 because that requires level 6, and that's not happening. So if I can do bonus 4, that's probably the most I can go for the night. Compare the value of the 4 asteroid types in the case study, which has the highest value in ISK per meters cubed. That's not actually too hard because we've just done a whole set of values for every single date. So the one I care about is 1st of November. So at that date, I want to work out the value of all the different types of asteroids. So let's just copy this over to that tab as well. And so for each of those asteroids, the total value of the minerals associated with them is some product of how many minerals are in them times the value of the minerals. It was per meter, ISK per meter cubed, so 1756 per 0.1 meter cubed, so divide by the meters cubed. So yeah, this is the answer, and we wanted to round it to the nearest integer. We're also after the highest one, so that one's the biggest. So then I pasted that, and now we're down to the last 4 or 5 minutes. So I tried to go back to level 5. I mean, that's the only thing I can work on at the moment. I didn't actually know on the day that maybe I could have tried like level 7, I think. But yeah, I just completely did not imagine any other level was doable. So level 5 is the only place I can potentially get any points. I might have skipped this when I was producing this video, but I did actually duplicate the tab from level 4 to level 5 and kind of delete the data table when I first attempted level 5 and then kind of gave up back then. So back to level 5, well, I mean, I don't really think I can do it, but might as well try. So the first thing I have to do is just look up the information. So let's do example 5, XLOOKUP that, and now we're looking up this and looking up all of this information. So I can just copy the headings over. Okay. So I've looked up my information. I now look up the cell and work out which type of asteroid it is. So yeah, the other thing I have to look up is how much in each of those asteroids. I think that's column Z. Okay, so I've got all the information that I need. I also just copied the instructions of level 5 over, so I can just keep reading it and try and understand what I have to do. And by the time I got to this stage, I think it was down to 2 minutes, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to be able to solve this in 2 minutes, because all I've done is just look up the information. So why don't I just try and guess some answers? 567 is the example answer for this level. I mean, last year I just put a round number and I was pretty lucky in the semi-final, so I think I guessed 600 for all this. But yeah, that didn't give me any points. Here I decided if it's around 1,300, I think I guessed 1,300 or something. That also didn't give me any points. And then here, I have no idea how this question works. So I just copied the example. And I mean, that's just really wishful thinking, but yeah, that didn't give me any points either. Then I started basically looking at the scoreboard and hoping that it just stays the same, because I knew I was leading at this stage. But yeah, down to like 1 minute, half minute, there's really nothing I can do to get any more points. So that was it. So yeah, that's how I solved as much as I could of the Excel World Championships finals case last year. I guess, thinking back on how I did, I'd say with all the time pressure of people getting eliminated every 5 minutes and the case itself being quite complicated, like there's a lot of different things to get my head around, I think what worked for me was just keeping it simple. So yeah, it's not the most efficient solution sometimes, like the manual cutting and pasting and values and things like that, but it meant I didn't really have to think even more on how to do the perfect solution in the moment. And the other thing that I think worked for me was just a bit of, I call it exam technique. So, jumping around the questions when I got stuck and things like that, just to maximize the points I could get within the time limit. And yeah, it worked out this time that, there was basically in half an hour, that's really all the points I could have gotten. there's no way I really could have gotten level 5. So it was a good thing that I didn't spend too much time on level 5. So yeah, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, thanks for watching.